So we live in Southwest Florida, and it is supposed to be cold tonight in the 40s. Ooh, I look like a hot mess, don't I? Which is pretty cold for Florida. And there's different theories on blanketing horses in Florida. I mean, we're lucky enough that we don't really have to blanket our horses. I usually will only blanket them if it's going to be like in the 30s. Some people blanket them the minute it even gets in the 60s, but those are also the ones that are here in Florida wearing hats and mittens. So anyway, so what I do is I gave them extra hay above and beyond what they normally have, because when it's cold, it's good for them to eat because it keeps their metabolism going and it keeps them warm. So I have given them probably twice the amount of hay that I normally will give them. And I will not blanket them because to them, 40 degrees probably feels great on Spear, especially after the wicked summer that they just went through. So you can see I have their little placemat swept off, so when the hay comes out, they can eat off of the ground and not take in too much sand. And then there's a lot of people that blanket their horses and stall them, thinking they're doing what's best for them. And really, especially if you have a horse that's older that may get stiff, or a horse that's prone to stocking up, stalling them, especially in cold weather, is probably not the best option for them. And again, that is my opinion. Everybody has their own way of doing things, because I know it's harder to get going as I get older. The longer I sit, the longer it takes me to get going and moving. And so their ability to be out and moving when it's cold keeps their muscles loose and warm. They also are staying warm with the movement. It also is keeping the fluids moving throughout their body so that they don't have the chance to get stocked up. We have X here. If he's stalled too long, his back legs get stocked up, but he has to be stalled for a long time. Cisco here is the youngest of them and gets stocked up very easily, so we have to be careful stalling him at all. And then Spirit over here is the oldest of our horses, so we really don't want him stalled because we don't want him to get stowed up. These are both senior horses. So I just want them to have the ability to move. If they want to stand still, that's great. And I guarantee you I could come out in the middle of the night and they probably all three will be standing right next to each other in their inside area, which happens to be like 14 by 60. And then their outside area is another 14 by 60. And then they have the gates open to the pasture. So they can, if they want to be inside, it's their choice to be inside. If they want to be out pasture grazing, they can be pasture grazing. But they have enough hay to keep them busy for several hours. And that will keep their metabolism going, and then they can decide. You know, they know their needs better than we do, but essentially people overreact with things and horses. You know, if the horses were out in the wild, nobody would blanket them. I know that's a different story. They also would be feeding themselves and all that good stuff. But my process is I give them extra hay and I allow them movement. I don't stall them up. So that is how we handle winter in Florida. Now, if we ever had a snap where it was going to be below freezing, I might consider blanketing them, and I do have blankets for them, but they don't want those blankets on them. They don't, they just want to be able to be horses. So that is how I am preparing my horses for the coldest night of the 2024 winter season.